30. Devotional Thoughts for Women, written by Monica Diaz, read by Belinda Sainsbury. Good morning, dear friends. Today, May 15th, our devotional is entitled Temptation and Freedom. I resist my temptations in order to feel free. Mike Gale. In Hebrews 4:15, Paul states that Jesus was in all points tempted as we are, and I wonder, how could Jesus have been tempted in everything? Jesus lived 2,000 years ago, so how could temptations back then have been similar to the ones I experienced in the 21st century? Jesus was not a woman, so how could he have been tempted by something that is a temptation to us? He never married. How could he have been tempted by what tempts married men? He didn't have children either. How could he have undergone the temptation a mother or father experience? How could all humanity's temptation have been directed to one person? I believe it's evident that Paul doesn't mean Jesus was tempted by each and every one of the individual sins that can be experienced in the spectrum of what means to be a human being, but was rather tempted in what is ultimately the basis for every temptation we experience in our fallen nature, the use of our freedom. What does temptation actually consist of? I like the way Dr. Roberto Bedanas answered this question. Temptation is the struggle with a dangerous desire that challenges us to exercise our freedom on the fringe of divine will. It is for that very reason that temptation is so dangerous, because it places us on a road that is parallel to the way of God's will for his children's lives. Some of Jesus' temptation, particularly the ones he experienced before his crucifixion, were no doubt different than the ones we experience today, but basic in everything we are tempted by, because deep down they deal with the desire to serve ourselves before serving God. Hebrews 4:15 goes on to say, Jesus was tempted in everything, yet without sin. To attain that victory over dangerous desires that would make him depart from the Father's will, Jesus clung to the hand of the Father himself. And for us not to succumb to the temptations we experience, we can and should cling to Jesus, who himself has suffered being tempted, so he is able to aid those who are tempted. Hebrews 2:18. Nothing will be more helpful in overcoming temptation than making the decision to seek Jesus, who promises, I will be with you always. Matthew 28:20. I will be with you always to the end of the age. Matthew 28:20.